Hello guys, I'm starting in a moment. So here we are again with Warhammer Chaosbane. I am on the build I was playing, but I just noticed I don't have enough fragments to try replacing all my blessings. I wanted to try and replace them from crit damage to HP, but maybe that would be for some other time after I farm some more blessings. I do not feel like prioritizing the farm for now, so maybe I can just play a bit for fun. Tomorrow I'll be releasing one of the remaining builds, which would be the Dragon Tamer or the Wast Song build. So I could try playing a bit with those tonight, but first maybe we can try playing a bit with the Summoner build. Although I kind of think that if I replace all the crit damage for HP on my armor, it will not add up to more damage. Because just stacking those 200% crit damage from Duelist Chain Reaction kind of almost doubles my attack currently. So maybe it will turn into like from 484,000 if I remove those crit damage and I put HP, maybe it will go to 300,000, maybe even 250 before procs and buffs. Okay, no chest here, let's keep moving. Okay, now this elite doesn't. Since there's demonic portals, at least there will be always monsters to hit. Focus stay. Full stops. Am I using... No, I'm not using the Elixir of Power. Good to know. Maybe I took a wrong turn, we'll see. we still not at 100 enemies killed. So long. Okay, this guy took a big hit. Couldn't see the number, but I saw his HP drop by a watt. Okay, I'm just gonna run straight for the boss. Hopefully he doesn't. Right before he cast that fire wave, we I summons to focus him. There we go. Nice when we can kind of surround the boss with just my summons and me. Wow, just yellow? Seriously? How is my wood chance? I know I'm not using the farming Wookiee charm. I can try and use it. Let me just quickly check my wood chance. Wow, it's not even 200. Yeah, that's low wood chance. Ideally, someone if they're farming, they would want this to be without Wookiee charm to around 250 at least. So that with Wookiee charm it could be 350. That would mean I barely have any wood chance. Let's see, 30, 25, 28, 27. So the rings don't have any. That's where I'm losing a lot. Okay, Act 3, this will be tough. This will be tough, but I wanna see how I can do it. I'm not sure who I wanna farm on, which character I wanna farm on. I've got upcoming builds for the mage and for the slayer. So I kind of need to farm some better items for either of those. But even if I kind of okay for releasing them as a build video. So I kind of might just leave it to the viewers to decide what they want to see today. And I wouldn't mind changing every few maps on a different character. If someone wants to see a certain build, certain set. I do have the sets and it's easy to change the builds with just swapping out some skill point reallocations. Thankfully we have the freedom to quickly. So those healers will be my nemesis in this map. I kind of lose a lot of time trying to kill the healers, and if I don't kill the healers, everyone else can't be killed either. And they tend to group up around the healers, or more like the healers tend to group up where everyone else is. I think it's just one healer left now. Oh no, it's still two of them. Fuck man. This is taking a while. Okay, one of them died. Or so it seems. Okay, nice. Now it's gonna be a bit easier. How much easier it is if the healer dies. Because those enemies, they may be with 30% armor, but that doesn't mean they do a lot of damage, but they do die fast if there's no healer around. Especially if you focus. They die fast enough. Oh, big guy. Big guy next to a healer and a dual wielder. Yeah, not a big fan of that combo. Oh, two healers, fuck. The healer. Ah shit, the healer arrived. Ah fuck, now the healer's there. Okay. This will be a bit difficult to get the 100 enemies. If we didn't have to kill those 100 enemies, I would have just rushed to the boss and just killed the boss. It would have been okay for me. But being forced to kill 100 enemies is kind of annoying sometimes when the map is like this. But I knew what I was getting in to do this act, because I know it's a bit more where you can't focus the damage. You can't tell the enemies attack the heal, not the enemies, the summons. I can tell my summons attack only the healer, ignore everyone else. Whereas if my damage on the healer. Now on the boss, even better. Oh, look at that, another one. Actually, I'll might be the better choice. But the big guy came as well. Let's try and focus this guy before the other. Ah, fuck, one more healer. Wow, there's no end to them. I shouldn't open the chest yet. I'd rather get the 100 enemy kills first before opening the chest. The good thing is I have to die every time now. Anytime now, because they kind of blocked my exit. And they are killing my summons too quick this map. Okay, let's get this here. On summons. Second almost. So yeah, this is the optimal map if you wanna be farming. You wouldn't wanna be doing Act 3. I would say to kind of go for, on a build like this, maybe Act 1 and 2 are fine. Act 4 isn't bad either. But your summons might... Oh fuck, I opened the chest by accident. I didn't want to open it until I got that extra 100% wood bonus. Although recently it's been glitched. Recently I've been getting the extra 100% wood bonus, this one here, Blessing of Luck, without killing all 100 enemies that are needed for this. So I still don't start the map with the bonus, but I get it before completing the objective. So I'm not sure what's causing this, but there's been many bugs that they hopefully would fix eventually. one got focused. Now this one. Tougher to play on this map than my trap build. The trap build maybe would have been better for this map because you've got all the dodging, leaving traps there. So we got that big guy, we got that other big guy. Now we've got the boss and its little minion. His mini-me. Oh, we actually got his mini-me to follow me and kill him. He's so it's easy to deal with him. Now let's go open the final chest. Oh, kill enemies is still not completed. Okay. So hopefully they would add a timer. Not timer, but a counter. So we can know exactly how many enemies we need to kill. There is a counter on the back end somewhere that's counting this, so just showing us the number from that counter would be quite nice. Okay, let's avoid this act. At least on this build, I'd rather avoid it for now. There's also a possibility to go for a poison summoner build with the poisoning dryad. And maybe instead of using hungry roots, I could use living roots. Like the living roots, the second version of living roots. And maybe instead of spinning blade, I could use something that's not with cooldown. But it won't be as useful in regards to the duelist chain reaction that way. Yeah, pool of blood when they die is kind of overpowered, so let's pick something. Let's try a greater map, because I don't want to keep wasting money on grand map with resetting. Enemy damage, enemy damage. It keeps giving me Act 3, come on, stop trolling. Act 4, meteors and tornadoes. Not the best, but at least it's something that's not so OP. It's kind of annoying though, tornadoes and meteors can be very annoying in a combination together at the final boss, if the final boss is the one that does the big wave. Because he can do the big wave and do the side projectiles at the same time, kind of. And then you kind of may get a tornado pulling you towards a meteor, then you get stunned. Come on, why is he not dying? Okay, he started taking damage. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with those. Died. Let's get some easy kills from those little blue demons. Wow, so many of the purple guys. Ah shit, I can't move. What? Almost got one shot there. Okay. Red demons. 100 Nergo demons. And they're kind of one shot for most classes for their damaging skill. Fuck, my meteor. I got stunned by a meteor. Okay, the summons did their job splendidly while I was kiting. Hits on those guys here. When you start using elixir of power. So if I were to use elixir of power instead of my extra, get even better crits. While recording footage for the build video I uploaded today, I got a 10 million crit, and I think I got a higher one, but I couldn't capture it as a screenshot because it was in between the other and it was almost impossible to see the number. Take more damage the higher my energy, not the best thing. Let me quickly change to Act 4, to Chaos 4, and then I can try farming Grand Relic Hunts there. So it's a bit faster, less risky but more rewarding. If I were to do Chaos 5, the medium relic hunts, the great relic hunts, it would be kind of the same as doing this one grand. So it's always good to remember that those relic hunts are like 1, 2 or both, depending which relic. Edition. So 7, it's as if you're doing a boss rush on Chaos 10, if there was such a thing as Chaos 10. This is why boss rushes don't seem to be, because 20 boss rushes and not a single green. I've gotten all the way to 25 or 26 boss rushes without a single green, and then I kind of gave up and decided to just only do relic hunts. Oh, thank you for the follow. Let me
Hicken, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Struck Club.
Much appreciated, Hikin or Hikin, whichever way it's pronounced. Welcome to the Struck Club, dude. Got. Let's try and kill this big guy. Although we're already good to go for the boss. Let's rush to the boss.
I like your guide on YouTube for Chaosbane.
Good to know, Jude. Good to know. It's always nice to hear that. In general. And even on damage, I kind of 2 links of crit chance would be 1 point. Oh no, this one will die now and it will burn me. Unless, yeah, this is good. The summons actually, when the summons kill those floating, the floating summons, because usually whomever kills him, they summon flames underneath them. So this is a very nice for this effect. Okay, this one died quickly. So I still have some things to farm on this class, on the mage and on the slayer for the upcoming mage and slayer builds. So I'll spend a few maps here, then I'll switch, then I'll spend a few maps on another class, then I'll switch. Let's say 2 more maps on this class, and then we can switch. Players can't perform critical hits, no. Pool of blood when they die. I really don't want to do this, but it has to be done, I guess. One of the worst mods if you're a melee class, like a slayer or a soldier, would be the pool of bloods when they die mod. They're in the middle of the action and they would keep dying and spawning those pools. Whereas if you're a ranged mage or a scout, you kind of especially summons dryads do the job.
I need to prepare myself for that.
The trap build might go with this mod as well. This one at the bottom. Oh fuck, well this was unfortunate. Right when I was dodging through, I kind of stumbled upon his hit. This was fun. A few, oh, big chest, let's see.
Focus.
When I see okay, this seems like a perfect spot to stop and do a bit of killing.
Oh, I need to prepare myself for that.
Okay, nice.
I need to focus.
A bit more. Let's gather some more enemies. Let's group up all of those in one big bunch. I'm even gonna pull some from here. Oh, my summons kind of messed with my pull. When they're messing with your pulls, but it's okay. At least they're killing the enemies. Five layouts per act. You kind of learn them all. Generated. It's randomly picked instead of random. It's not procedural. It's just a few preset layouts. This is not the best build for farming, by the way. If you're farming for green items, I would strongly suggest either using the poison or the trap build. This is a bit slow on the farming side. And the way the passives are set up works for any kind of build. And the way the god skills, I mean not the passives but the god skills. On most my other builds I'm either missing this HP or this HP here. So those 3 points on most of my builds I spent on this crit damage and then for a bit of armor piercing. But even if you for this class. Wow, he's kind of in a row. His HP down pretty quickly. I wanna leave a Queen's Rat somewhere here so that those little demons can give me some extra kills. Let's kill this guy. Oh, he's damage reduction or whatever. Sort of buff or self buff that the enemies on do. So hit them drastically. So did I say 2 more maps or was that the second map? I think I said 2 more maps and this was the second map, so let me change to another character. Any suggestions? Do you want to see the mage or the slayer? The mage will be on the dragon tamer build as it is, and the slayer will be on the Wast Song build. So this is the Wast Song set and this is the dragon tamer set. I say let's go on the mage first and then maybe after a few maps we can go on the cleaver build. So here, as you can see, I'm missing some blessings, and some of my other blessings may not be proper. Let me see. Actually, those are all crit damage. Okay, those are all fine. So I'll just play this build the way it is with those god skills. It probably could be reworked. It could be reworked, but I think that's working fine even for this build. Those are my kind of god skills from the Morvo set, from the Soulfire Morvo Soulfire build. But it does seem to work well with this specific build as well. And those are my skills here. I'm kind of not sure whether I should focus on the fire or on the magical damage. So now I'll be trying something that I haven't tried, using Etheric Orb Superior and using the magical Etheric Ray. So I haven't tried this specific iteration of the build yet. Let me quickly sell some junk items, just so I have some room in the inventory. And I'm testing Blade of Instability. It's not bad. It does seem to work well even without using Soulfire on this specific build. Skill cooldowns are increased. This may not be easy to do with this build. Let's give it a go. What difficulty is this? Chaos 5. Okay, maybe it would be a bit difficult to do it with increased cooldowns. Mostly because they would keep pulling me and my teleport wouldn't be ready to pull away from them. So enemy armor, enemy damage, okay. Okay, I'm not sure how to handle this build with the current setup. I'm not using, what was it called, Breath of Fire. So, and I'm not even using, what was the other skill that I was using before? Before I was trying Tornado, I was trying Breath of Fire. I haven't tried, well, I've tried it before, but not for this build, Phoenix Bulwark, but I really don't like how tall the firewall is. The effect is kind of a bit cancer for my eyes, so I avoid using this skill, even though it's a good skill. I just don't like it covering this much of my screen in fire. I liked how Diablo 2 was handling firewalls, just a simple, not too tall wall on the ground with flames. So yeah, as I said, this build would be very hard to deal with the pulling, because my cooldown is 3 seconds, but when they pull me, most of the times it won't be ready to pull away. Like now. Oh fuck. Yeah, without mobility, this map would be very, very difficult for this build. Fuck, fuck. Yeah, I really miss my my Breath of Fire. I still think might be the best thing for this build. I did try something else the last time I was trying this build, but I kind of forgot what it was. But this fucking poo is so overpowered, it's one of the most annoying skills in the game. Because they poo you and then they immediately one-shot you if you can't dodge. It's clear that they haven't balanced things at all when they were making the game. Act 6 and 7. I mean, Chaos 6 and 7. Hi Dimich, nice to see you again, dude. Haven't seen you in a while. Unless this is a different Dimich, then welcome, dude. If you're not the other Dimich I played Titan Quest with. And speaking of Titan Quest, I haven't had much time to play my druid, but it is all the way to legendary now. The last time I played it, I got it to legendary. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of dying if I don't move away, so I'm just gonna leave those and try to find some easy targets to kill. Oh, they're following me, fuck, fuck, fuck.
If I tell you to play something, would you play it for any?
Do you mean a different game, or? If it's a free-to-play game, I wouldn't mind testing it. But if it's a buy-to-play game, I don't have spare money for that, cause I don't have any money. So it depends, what do you mean? Do you want me to play a specific character in this class, in this game? Or do you want me to play a different game? I don't mind accepting requests for different games and playing them next time I'm streaming. Cause today it will be about this game, but yeah, if it's another game, I wouldn't mind trying it, especially if it's in the same genre. Or another sort of looter, like a looter shooter. Ah, fuck, fuck. As soon as the healers and the big guys come to me, it's nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna not bother about this map and I'm gonna do something normal. This act needs to be erased from the history of the game. And redone entirely from scratch.
The game is same Jarn.
Which is the game? Which game do you mean? Could you tell me the name of the game? But yeah, if it's buy to play and it's online only, I can't even get a cracked copy of the game to try and play.
It's almost like this, but more PPL. Play it.
What's the name of the game? Cause I know most games of the genre and I've played most games of the genre, especially the free-to-play ones.
Drake and Sang.
Oh, dude, this is a browser game. It's not a game if it's a browser game. You've asked me to play this before and I've played it, but it's a terrible pay-to-win browser game. It belongs on mobile phones and it's really a bad game. I've played it in alpha, I've played it in beta, I've played it after the launch. I haven't played it in a few years, but it really is more of a mobile kind of game. But yeah, Drake and Sang. I'm even surprised how people are still playing this game. And why? What are the good features about it? Like, what's special about the game that makes people wanna play it at the moment? Is it because there's lots of progress that they've done and they just don't want to start over a new game?
It's now mobile.
Well, of course it will be mobile. That's the normal evolution of browser games. All browser games now kind of became mobile games. Before the mobile games became as popular as they are now, and as advanced in regards to Unreal engines and other good engines like Unity, etc. Before, browser games were kind of raking in some good cash from people who like to pay to win. Now the pay to win kind of moved towards Chinese and Korean made and Japanese made pay to win MMOs. And the biggest percentage of games that are played are the extremely casual games, such as match games or other things like Candy Crush and things like that, if you know. And this is because it gives instant gratification for people who are actually not even gamers, like retired people, kids, and stuff like that. And by kids, I mean people that are not even teenagers that can't actually play a ARPG or an MMO with all its demands and stuff. So if you see the statistics, you would see what I mean. You would see the if you go on the Google Play Store and see the most played games, you'll know what I mean. And before, those games were kind of played on browsers or on Facebook browser and stuff like that. Now they're all in mobile games. And there's many companies
You're
at the
wrong, dude.
moment.
You are talking about the other game and it's not mobile. Sorry, it's not so much pay to win. You can get so much gear if you farm and you play events and using bonus codes.
Probably. I mean, I haven't played it in ages. When I played it, it was still in browser, it wasn't on mobile. But the thing is, if it has daily missions, that means you're missing out if you're not logging every day, and this is a bad mobile mechanic, very bad mechanic. I'm not a fan of games that you have to log out every day to collect some rewards, that are forcing you to log out, otherwise you're missing out on things. Or that you kind of have to do stuff every day, otherwise you're missing out on potential rewards. See, games nowadays kind of don't want to be like old school ARPGs, like the old Diablo 2. You kind of just buy the game, you play it as much as you want, you repeat your bosses as much as you want to get the sets you want. Now everyone wants some, what's it called, leaderboards. Everyone wants to compete with others. Everyone wants to compare who's got the best wood, who can do things faster than others and things like that. It's as if you're playing a arcade game like Super Mario or Asteroids and things like that, where you kind of compare the scores like a pinball game. And before on Diablo 2 it was all about PvP just for fun, not for like some leaderboards or something. Like you can go and get someone's ears when you kill them, it was quite fun. But it wasn't the main part of the game competing with others, it was more of a co-op orientation, just playing together instead of competing between each other. I think Torchlight is very good in this department. Torchlight Frontiers is building itself, it's setting itself up to be exactly the opposite of most other ARPGs there. I really can't wait for the new update where they would revamp the pet system. And Torchlight 2 with mods is a great game to play if you don't know what to play at the moment, if you're looking for a new game to try. This game per se, Warhammer Chaosbane, may not have had the smoothest start, but if you look back on other games like Diablo 3 or the Path of Exile in the first days of Path of Exile, you would know that those games started out very badly at the start, received very bad reception, but since they are now very polished, people kind of forget about how the games were when they were freshly released. Like the first open beta days of Path of Exile, it didn't have much content, but look at how many years it took for the game to grow to the monster it is now, to the giant it is now. And the same with Diablo, it was plagued with bad decision in regards to the game direction. It was kind of with a real cash shop auction. One of the main reasons why I didn't even get it when it released until shortly after Reaper of Souls. That's when I actually started playing Diablo 3. So most people who have been shitting on this game should kind of remember what their favorite games look like when they were freshly out released in the market. The only the only thing I could say about this game is they shouldn't charge this much. They should charge no more than $30 for what the game can offer at the moment. But this is my only thing I could tell them, and hopefully they would keep working on the bugs and listen to the feedback the people have been giving them.
Chaosbane is a great game if you are coming home from work and wanna play a bit and get good rewards in this touch.
Yeah, exactly, they kind of nailed it. It's not too difficult unless you're trying to play Chaos 7. Chaos 7 is
Time.
completely trash in regards to balancing. It's very bad balanced. So they need to work out on balancing Chaos 7. Maybe they can nerf Chaos 7 and they can nerf the undefeated set. But they also need to buff the other builds. Because if at the moment, if the mode can be done only by one kind of set, unless in a group, then the mode kind of hasn't been balanced enough. So I'd suggest they kind of tone down a bit the difficulty on Chaos 7 and 6, then nerf a bit the undefeated set, and slightly buff with maybe 10, 15, 20% the other sets of the other classes and the dwarf as well. But I'm sure that the undefeated set will get a nerf, because it's very powerful. But hopefully they don't nerf it to oblivion, and hopefully they are also kind of rebalance Chaos 6 and 7. But yeah, if you come from work or if you just want to chill a bit on the weekend for a few hours, this game is very nice. It doesn't require too much of you, it's very fast to reach the end game. It takes like 3.5, 4, 5, 6 hours to finish the campaign and reach level 50. And then you can infinitely reset your skills, you can infinitely reset your god skills. The only thing you want to farm things for would be to min-max your item with better blessings or to upgrade new better items. So you can still kinda have the wood chase for greens. The only problem with greens would be some people are very unlucky, others are very lucky. So maybe they might actually want to improve the drop rates for the greens a bit, so that even the more casual players could kind of enjoy it. But it shouldn't be too much, because before, when we were getting red items in bulks, most people didn't like it. I really don't care whether I get my gear fast or slow, as long as I level up fast. Okay, on this map it's much better than Act 3. So this set isn't bad, I'm enjoying playing it. Now I'm not even concentrating, I'm kind of mashing my buttons and trying to survive and just talking to the stream. So I'm not even concentrating and I'm
Infinite
kind of
resets God
surviving on this.
skills. Xbox player cries in a corner. XD.
Oh yeah, you get the update soon. Hopefully, hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm not sure what's holding them back from updating it on Xbox. Maybe there were some bugs preventing them from releasing the update as fast as they wanted. But yeah, the game probably is very good for console players. The whole interface seems to be made with console in mind, and especially at the start, where the game didn't have much options to tweak around, it screamed as if they maybe just decided to make it on PC in the last moment, or decided to just make the PC interfaces after the Xbox ones. Okay, this guy is very tanky. I'm not even gonna waste time with him. Okay, are we getting close to the boss? Maybe he's here in this corner. Let's kill everyone else around here first, just to make sure they don't bother us while we're doing the boss. And this other guy keeps following me. He's been following me since around this part of the map. No, I think around this part of the map. Oh fuck, I used the wrong skill. Okay, now, while I've got this, let's quickly get some fragments then. I strongly suggest using a scout if you have. The scout on his Bloodlust skill is amazing to farm fragments. Or not his, my bad. So yeah, on her Bloodlust skill she can clear multitudes of monsters within seconds. Ah fuck! I really tried to escape this skill, but he switched directions in the last moment. He was facing this way here where I'm standing, then he switched and rotated to this way here. Look at this armored guy, he came to the boss fight. But yeah, I think for me it personally doesn't matter how many people are playing a game as long as I can play it solo and still complete some of the content and farm my gear. Of course, it gets boring sometimes playing solo, especially on games like Torchlight Frontiers, which I've played for too long, and 95% of the time it was solo. But Torchlight Frontiers is more of an online oriented game. That's why I think it really needs some matchmaking very soon. Hopefully with update 8 if they don't want to add it to update 7. Just some random matchmaking. Let's see what we got. I couldn't see the name because of the other names. Okay, the Rift Eater got nerfed very badly, I heard from other people who used to play with that weapon. Can't perform critical hits, yeah, no thank you. Okay, this is not a bad one, let me quickly sell some. So this Rift Eater, I'm not sure I'll even keep it. But I might keep it because I think I've got a better one in the warehouse. Okay, I'll do 2 more maps, this one and 1 more map on this character, then I'm gonna switch on the Slayer. I got my green for the day for this guy. It wasn't what I wanted, so I don't care if I get any more greens. It's kind of more about min-maxing for me at the moment. Like trying to get something with better rolls instead of what I'm using now. Like on this class I would try to get something like Ring of Resonance with cooldown reduction and crit chance, and a good amulet with crit chance and cooldown reduction that is not Vortex. Anything else but Vortex would be better, because I'm not using for this build God skills at all. I did try using God skills. I did try using Etheric Storm and it did work well. Maybe I can try using it again. Happy Hippos just commented. Thank you for the comment on my video, dude. I'll read it later, but from the looks of it, it's Summoner Laugh.
This mage build looks pretty smooth and fun to play.
It is, if you get used to it. I'm kind of still figuring it out. I was experimenting a lot with what skills to place in the build. but it is pretty fun. It is a bit more difficult to survive with this build, but it's not so bad. If you kind of learn to play it, you would be very good with the build. And it has some very good potential, especially if they slightly boost some of the things the build can do. But I think the mage needs new skills. The mage needs new skills. Currently, the skills that I can play are very boring. This is a boring skill for me. This is a boring skill for me. This is a boring skill for me. This would be good if they fix this, so that it actually starts worrying the enemies. This skill is not a bad one, but the animation is too big, extremely big for a skill like this. And it's very hard to rotate it. You can't decide which way the wall would be rotated. So this is kind of a no-go for me. And the skills that I would rather use for this build are the boring ones, because the other ones don't fit the build that well. But it's good, it's fun. Some people might have fun with it. I personally would not pick it as my favorite build for the class. My favorite build would probably be the one where you can spam teleporting. It's my kind of build, but and the Morvel build is kind of my second favorite, and it's kind of almost difficult to decide which I like more, the Morvel set or the Belcuradris. But both of them are pretty solid builds and pretty fun for me. Okay, we can go to the boss now.
Looks like that the passive mage ability is useless.
The passive mage ability? Which one do you mean? You mean this one? The projectile. I think those projectiles are useless, yeah. The swirly projectiles. They don't seem to do much damage, and I'd much rather have something else there. I'd much rather have something completely different. Like maybe...
Compared to the other class abilities.
Oh, the class ability where you can move things. Well, there is huge potential in this class ability if they decide to make those skills receive some bonuses. So I would say add something like this skill. Where was it? Add this thing as a base bonus to this to Aether manipulation. So make it something that's actually part
I
of the
mean the
ability.
ability to move your skills.
Yes, yes, this ability to move your skills, it's called Aether manipulation. Or I think that's Winds of Magic manipulation. So yeah, Aether manipulation. So if they add this to the ability by itself, that 40% damage, it would be nice. But instead of just 40% damage, they should just empower each ability. So each ability should have a little bit of tooltip under the text that says Aether manipulation and the bonuses that Aether manipulation does. So for skills like this one and this one that can actually damage enemies, Aether manipulation could probably increase the damage. But for skills like this one, maybe Aether manipulation could double the damage taken from 25 to 50% and things like this. If I were to rework the system, I would suggest something like this to make this ability more useful. And I would get rid of this passive. You could still keep this passive, but I think the passive itself should be kind of integrated into the ability and just to
Okay,
balance
good
things
point.
out, remove the passive. So Aether manipulation should just give some bonuses to the skills. Maybe even change the way. If it's etheric orb, I would suggest Aether manipulation could move all etheric orbs to the same location. So if I were to to spam 2 or 3 Aetheric Corps and move my cursor, all of them would go where my cursor is, not the last one I've used. Otherwise, it kind of beats the purpose. The same with those rays. Like if I were to go and do my number 1 skill, I would want to be able to move all 3 of them in the same location, not separately. Like if I hold my spacebar on an enemy, I want all 3 orbs, all 3 rays to be going that way. So this is something I could see making the skill better. I mean, if I were to come with different ideas, just give me a few hours, I can come with so many ideas. Of course, probably half of the ideas would be trash, maybe even 60% would be trash ideas. But give me time to brainstorm and I would come with at least a few good ideas. For any game, for any class, if I play the class long enough. Oh shit, 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 shit. Okay, so I just need to kind of kite around for this boss. What I don't like is the tail whip has a huge range. He can hit me with this tail from very long distance.
Perfection requires patience. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. Perfection requires patience.
But yeah, with the teleport you can kind of negate it if you're good at the timing. Problem is I'm never good with timing out some of those cooldown skills. Okay, good, we got this guy. This class and then I can go on the Slayer with the Cleaver build.
My magic is not ready. Sacrifice. Perfection requires patience.
Okay, that was a few close calls there. Last map, please not exploding enemies, anything but that. I've already done one with this class. Can't perform crit hits, come on. Do me a solid and give me something good. This one is nice. This is nice, no penalties like permanently removing my max HP when using potions, no exploding enemies. Okay, starting off with is for the kill count.
My magic is not ready yet. Magic is not ready yet.
I'm just trying to figure out some combos. I forgot to change the skills. I wanted to change the skills up. Maybe I can do one more map with this guy with different skills. Because I keep forgetting. But I want to finish this map since it's kind of okay mods. So after this one I'll change up the skills, do one more, and then I'll go on the dwarf, on the Slayer, to try some things with the Cleaver build. Tomorrow I would either upload this build or the Cleaver build. I'll maybe play around with whatever build I decide in the morning, just to see the final version of the skill setup and the
Okay, so
passives
just
and
to
everything.
let you know, I'm no stream watcher, but I will follow your normal videos, even when I forgot to log in my YT account. Just wanted you to let you know that you are doing good videos for this game. Not
Good
many
man,
people
nice
do
to
this.
hear you those words. Very much appreciated that you think so, and I'm glad to hear this, dude. Makes me happy seeing followers and viewers like you, dude. This is what makes this so motivating.
My magic is not ready yet.
And I'm glad that there are actually
So I
people
go back in the
who play the
background
game
again.
as well.
Winky face.
Okay, dude, okay. Thank you for being here another day in a row. I'm just gonna pause to make sure I've read everything incorrectly. Just a second. Okay, yeah, I read it all correctly. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss a word or something. Even though there was the text to speech, there are still the game sounds kind of in my headphones as well. So yeah, as I said, it's much appreciated when I hear something like that and kind of keeps my motivation up.
Perfection requires
And I'm enjoying that even though there was very much a lot of bad press at the start for the game, there are still people who play it and who enjoy it, and regardless of the bad press. I personally think it's maybe not worth the cost they're selling the cheapest version for, but eventually it will be. Eventually it will be to pay off. It was the same with Inquisitor Martyr. When the game first started, it felt very wooden. The animations felt very wonky and unpolished, and there wasn't much to do besides just grinding. Which is okay, I mean the grind is good as long as it's within reason and reward.
perfection requires patience. I should wait some more.
But this game has potential, it has potential to grow. It's not like a game stuck to the end of its potential and then with no room to grow at all. So if the developers kind of do the right steps, they can end up with a very good product in not such a long period of time. Maybe in half a year, this game might be amazing if they keep getting funds to keep developing the game.
I think many people will come back after some good updates. That's all people were looking for. Most people aren't happy with the price.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Inquisitor Martyr was the same. It became so
But the
much
game is
better
good, but the price isn't,
after some
just like you
updates.
told it.
Exactly, exactly. And as I said, Inquisitor Martyr is a perfect example for a Warhammer, even though it's Warhammer 40k. Perfect
So
example
I
for
think
an
if there are some
ARPG
good
that was.
updates, this game will come back again.
It was an okay game when it launched, but it wasn't as good as people wanted it to be or imagined
Magic
it
is
will
not
be.
ready yet.
People kind of set their hopes up very high for this game, and the same happened for Inquisitor Martyr. People had very high expectations, and yeah, the price tag is a major deal breaker for many people when they know they wouldn't play so much.
Sacrifice.
Okay, now I shouldn't be hit at all until I heal up. Come on, I wanna heal up.
Even in death,
Potion.
you are beneath me.
Fuck! Stupid poison got me. And there goes poison cannot kill you. Yeah, right. The boss didn't kill me, it was all the poison pools that killed me.
I should wait some more. My magic is not ready yet. Perfection requires patience. Perfection requires patience.
Oh shit, 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 shit. There we go, got it, got it. Well, using the Etheric Ray and the Etheric Orb to its fullest is not a bad choice for this build. I think regardless of what someone decides to go for, whether it's fire or magical damage, Etheric Ray is always a good choice and you can get either the magical or the fire. I do kind of like using Breath of Fire for the build though, but maybe if I were to rework it, if I were to do something like this, Uh, how many points do I have? 14 points. So just need 1 point for this. This is not a bad choice either. This has less range, but it's wider than this one, you can see here. So it's kind of wider at the end, I think. Whereas this one has more range, like much more range. And it's the same wideness at the end of the stream, but the enemies that are closer to you kind of get missed. So if you're fighting groups that are closer to you, this one seems better. It also gives you 5% damage. Maybe it won't be as much as this one's damage altogether, but it will give me some extra points to maybe place something like this one here. I think the main point about this build should be magical damage. And this is magical damage, this is magical damage. And those can be my fire spells. I'm not sure how powerful Quake Surge will be. I wanna try it out actually. Let's do something like this. Oh fuck, I don't have the points. Let's see if I can reduce something. Is this magical or fire? Burning enemies take more magical. I should probably take the magical one. The difference is that this will burn, but let's go for that one. And here I can probably keep the magical one, and I'll try to use Akshi missile for burning the enemies. And hopefully this works out well. So last map on this character, and then I'm gonna go on the other guy. Okay, the higher my energy, the more damage I can remedy this with Quake Surge. So let's see how good Quake Surge is. Oh, I should have placed it on a different number.
Perfection requires patience.
Yeah, I should have definitely placed it on a different key. I'm not used to using number 1 for channeled skills. It doesn't seem too strong though. Doesn't seem too strong, and all that burning I've received, I'm not sure what it was, but it kind of wrecked me. But this map was not the best choice to test such a skill. There's many ranged monsters here that can just destroy me from distance. There's many negative effects that I can get from the enemies. I'm gonna try and not kill this enemy, but I think it died anyways.
I should wait some more. Perfection requires patience.
Come on.
My magic is not ready yet.
Okay, dropping some reds. This is very nice to deal with those little enemies. But it's still not as good as like Breath of Fire per se. It's nowhere near as good as Breath of Fire, even though on paper Breath of Fire is a lot of damage. It's 56,000, and this even on paper is too little. This, they nerfed it. Oh no, they nerfed Hailstorm, Arcane Hail. They nerfed Arcane Hail, but I think this skill really needs a buff and maybe even a change in the whole way the skill behaves. You should be able to move when using this skill, not just stand still. Any game that forces you to stand still when using a skill on a mage is very boring. Or MMOs that force you to stand still while casting, while like having some sort of fuel bar, like old school MMOs that do that. Hopefully they don't do that on action RPGs. But there is nothing action about standing still and channeling a skill without being able to move. It's the opposite of action, standing still. Literally, the opposite of action.
Perfection requires patience.
Oh fuck. Look at that. Did he do two AoEs one after the other? Or was the animation just like this? I like what Path of Exile has been doing for channeling skills. When you're standing still channeling, you kind of can get an option to gain some damage reduction. So that you actually can defend yourself while doing the channels. This game has something similar with the Sentinel. So if I'm using the Sentinel and standing still, it gives me some extra damage reduction, but this damage reduction kinda does nothing for me. Especially if I go on a higher difficulty like Chaos 7 or something similar.
My magic is not ready yet. My magic is not ready.
Oh, look at that, how many tornadoes or whirlpools on the same place. Ah shit, I couldn't move first.
Even in death, you are beneath me.
I think the mage and all other classes, well, the dwarf has classes that has skills that can heal when using the skill,
Serve
but the mage, the ranger, the scout,
you abomination.
and the warrior could use some skills that get your HP up when you're hitting and killing enemies. And I think this skill, the Quaish Search, would be the perfect skill for that. At the moment, the only thing we can use would be this Quaish Shield, health restored when using energy, when consuming energy. So when using this or this for channeling, you kind of do heal, but this health regained is barely anything worth the regeneration from the skill. Look, it's 320 something that I'm regaining, 700 max. But when you can get one shot, it doesn't mean anything. Even if I regain 10,000 a second when I can get one shot, it won't mean much for me.
Perfection requires patience. Dare you, you abomination.
Oh shit, he's doing the AoE.
Dare you, you abomination.
Fuck, I might die now. My potion is far from ready. This is why I need items with better cooldown reduction for this build, but I couldn't use any. Let me check. This is 7.2, this is 15%, and 0% here, 0% here, and only 4.2% here. So my cooldown reduction is tragic, it's not even 40%.
I should wait some more.
Shit. Okay, finally got him. Okay, now when I move to the Slayer it might be a bit easier, even though it's probably the weakest of the builds from the Slayer that I've tried. Maybe because I didn't make it properly, but
Good
even
evening,
then.
Struck.
Good evening, Gwaint. Nice to see you again. How are you tonight, dude? So I don't think I like Quake Surge. I think Breath of Fire would be much more useful. Even the tornadoes might be much more useful if you can use them well. Even this would be useful. So
Here it
if I
is
were to
38
redo it,
degrees Celsius.
I really want to try a version of the build with this when it gets fixed. It's supposed to work like this. Let me quickly cast this skill. Uh, Let me quickly cast it. So if I do number 1, and look at that, it's like a black hole that's supposed to
And I
suck
got my
enemies
ass
into
kiced
it.
yesterday in C6 invasions.
Oh, C6 invasions, yeah. Tell me about it. I've had my ass kicked in there so many times. So many times. Did you have full resistances? I'm gonna switch to the Slayer. If you didn't have full resistances, then for sure you would get your ass kicked. I think for C6 invasions you need a good weapon. Good weapon, offhand and gauntlets for some extra damage. If not all three of those, at least two of those items need to be green. To be able to have enough
With full
damage,
armor I don't have any damage.
I think in order to do those you really do need the damage. I mean, it's not that much about the survivability if you get the resistance nodes and the HP and armor reduction of the enemies, but you need the damage. So you need at least a good weapon and maybe gauntlets, even if you can't get an offhand. So what was this build? It was using Deep Gash as the basic one, Deadbow, Trail of Blood, Unwavering. This was my only energy cost skill, so I'm always, almost always at max energy. So it's kind of like...
No, I made 95% of all the bonuses at rank 10 prior to trying C5 plus nodes.
Oh, you're at rank 10, okay. Yeah, then you really need damage. You need green items for damage. Here's maximum
I can't get
HP.
enough damage out of the Slayer. Takes forever to kill things.
Kamen Wolf, okay, I can quickly give you a build to damage out of Slayer is the easiest quest to get the most damage. Let me quickly give you a build. And welcome to my mix.
And then I went back to rank 1 to kill the Nurgle boss.
So the build I would give you it's for the undefeated set, but it's currently the only set that can do solo Chaos 7 without even full green set, with maybe half a green set or something. So I'll give you a link to my build video. You don't have to watch the video, you can just skip through the things in it. So this is kind of it. I'm not playing this build right now, so keep in mind I'm not playing it, but the god skills are probably kind of the same. Actually, I did kind of play around. Those are not the god skills. Don't watch those god skills, they're different. I'm not using those nodes here. I'm actually using,
Thank you.
I think I was using the armor piercing here. and I was using those champion damage reductions. But even this is not a bad choice. It gives you extra 4% cooldown reduction. And this is because my axe here... No, it's not my axe, it's my rings. Yeah, my rings are missing cooldown reduction, in particular the Oath Ring of Resonance. I'll try and get a better one eventually, but for now I'll play with this. And you're welcome, hope you like this build. It's really powerful. I mean, with red gear you can probably do 60 million damage on Chaos 7 with red gear.
Can I see your damage and defense numbers?
Currently I'm using a different build, so even if you see my numbers now it will be completely different. I'm using the last song set. I'm using last song, and the build is for this one, for the challenge set. But with the build I've uploaded, you can get all the way to 1800 crit damage. With this build currently I can't go that far. And with that other build you're kind of benefiting from rage bonuses. That's why I can get all the way to 150 million crits there on that set. I'm expecting that it will get nerfed.
Gear?
Well, you get it the same way you get red gear, you just need better wood quality. Like, not here, but here, you need better number. Try to have this number above 3200.
Seems legit.
So I would say go, if you can handle very fast, like 2-3 minute runs, go for Chaos 3. If you can get Chaos 4 to be around 2-3 minutes, then do Chaos 4. Make sure you farm Grand Relic. Grand Relic gives you extra 900 wood quality compared to a boss hunt or something other. So just do Grand Relic hunts on whatever you can speedrun. And the more you speedrun, the better it is. You can try and mix it up, you can try and do invasion runs if you kinda get stuck without getting green drops. Maybe do an invasion map, then do another few Grand Relic hunts. Like, maybe you can just pick whatever is a basic invasion, something you can do easy like an arena.
Is now following.
Common Wolf, much appreciated for the follow on Mixer. Thank you, dude. And you can check my other build videos later on if you need assistance with some other builds. I have one for almost every set. I don't have one for this set yet. I'll make one either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And I don't have one for the Dragon Tamer set I was playing earlier in my stream. So those are the two remaining out of the 12 sets in the game. Those are the two remaining. In the next 2 days I will upload a video for each set of those two. So 2 days, 2 more sets. After that I'll probably just maybe do a basic guide for the invasion. I'm not sure if that's something people would want to see. I kind of covered most of those invasion related things in my normal build videos, but a dedicated guide for the invasion might be nice to have. The hardest part would be getting Duelist Chain Reaction for that specific build that I've uploaded, and Ring of Resonance, but even if you can't get Ring of Resonance, at least get Duelist Chain Reaction. It's achievable compared to Ring of Resonance. It might be a bit difficult, but for this build, for the undefeated build that I've given you a link for, it shouldn't be a problem at all. You should be able to get a Ring of Resonance with that build for sure. Each class has a build that's a bit easy to get the Ring of Resonance on, and the other two builds are kind of a bit weaker, but on the Slayer the difference is like triple difference. With this build I can probably get 30-40 million crits when I stack up some damages. But on the other 150 mil is pretty strong.
Damage is my problem with the Slayer. I play
Yeah.
on Chaos 3 and nothing comes close to killing me, but
Well,
I don't play Chaos 4 because it takes me so long to kill anything.
If you're not using the undefeated, you might have some issues. The Grimnir isn't bad, but the Grimnir is not so good on single targets. It's good when you have more enemies around you. And this build is kind of, I haven't played much on it to tell you whether it's good enough. But it seems decent as well. But it also relies on having a lot of enemies around us to get the most out of it. Well, even the undefeated needs more enemies that are bleeding around us, but even without them the undefeated is kind of too powerful. So if damage is what you need just to unlock some stuff, maybe you might wanna try the undefeated set. Then you can go back to playing your other build, just so you can complete your invasion. It might need to be done until they decide to balance out Chaos 6 and 7 and the invasion modes. I think the more casual players wouldn't enjoy the invasion and the way how exponentially it grows in difficulty at one point. There should probably be a huge difference between the ranks and the easy ranks. The rank 1 or 2 and 3 maybe should be much easier to complete. And they shouldn't probably, maybe rank 1 shouldn't go more than Chaos 5 in regards to the enemies you're fighting. Another thing I would like to see in the invasions would be randomized invasions. So once you complete it and move to a different rank, it should have a completely different arrangement of where you're fighting Nurgle, where you're fighting Singe, where you're fighting the other ones. Because now it's all fixed. Regardless what rank you get, you would have the exact same enemies on the exact same nodes. With no variety. I mean, there is variety, but it's exactly like copy-pasted. So if I were to go to this, like if I were to complete rank 1 per se and move to rank 2, maybe this boss would move here, this boss would move here, this boss would move there, and something like this. So this might come here, this might come here, this there, something like this. Just to make sure that it's not always the same. Like if here is Chaos, here is Norska, here is Prak. Maybe here could be Nurgle, here could be Norska, here it could be Chaos. Just keep randomizing those, and then it might add a bit of fun to replay this, because otherwise you're kind of getting bored doing the exact same thing. And I think there needs to be more rewards. Like, I'd say if you complete 100%, give the people a free green item regardless what. Give the people a free green item so that they know the hours they would spend completing this would give them at least a guaranteed green drop. So if they're having bad luck with the RNG, they can at least try their luck with random mods on a green item regardless of what it is. But I would prefer to give you at 25%.
I play on Xbox. I don't think it has that invasion mode. I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, Jude, it doesn't have invasion yet on Xbox. It's still up to come, but the undefeated set I think is still the strongest. So if you're playing on Xbox, what you need to do, if you're seeing skills like this and this, ignore those. And if you can pick between 3 skills, pick those 3 skills. Whereas you would need deep gashes to be. I'm using the cleaver set, so you would be using a heroic wasp bastion in that set. And Here you would be using something like, regardless, here you would be using a 0-point skill, as you can see from the build. And I would suggest the best deep gashes. This one, the best deep gashes, bleeding enemies take more damage. You wouldn't take this skill, I think I put it over here on that build. So you wouldn't be able to take it. And in here, you would be able to just take some of those collector skills, such as maybe extra damage or crit chance. I think crit chance wouldn't exist because you're not on invasion, but I think you can pick the health and the damage. Whatever you pick, decide whatever you want for those three, but currently you can only use 3 passives on Xbox, I think. And the undefeated set is very strong, as I said. So I'm not sure what else I might wanna try with this build. Body count is not bad, but only if I constantly keep fighting elites, and in a boss fight this is kind of worst. Am I doing Chaos 5? Yeah, it's Chaos 5. Should I try to remove something from the build? I really do like having this and this and this. So neither of those skills I wanna remove. So the only way I can mix up the build would be with god skills or passive changes. This can be changed. This can be changed to something like Eternal Grudge. But I'm not sure the damage would be better. So if I were to do this, then I can maybe upgrade this to do more damage to moving enemies that are bleeding. Oh no! Wait, Deep Gashes was this one. There we go. Just experimenting, seeing what works best. I do need a minute to grab some water from the kitchen though. So I'll pause the game, just be right back quickly. Let me grab this. Okay, my headset went out of range. Let me quickly just recharge it. And in the meantime, let me bring the game back. There we go, ready. Okay, now let's try. But yeah, currently some of the other builds for the Slayer would be very weak. This one is one of them. I mean, not very weak, but compared to the undefeated, everything is weak, regardless of the class. And I think every build needs a little bit of buff. 15-20% for all other sets would be nice, and maybe 10% nerf of the undefeated, and like 10%, 15% nerf of Chaos 7. Then everything should be pretty balanced. Because they shouldn't be forcing people to play in a team if they want to complete the highest difficulty. If they want to force people to have more difficulty when they're playing together, just make it like Path of Exile and many other games in the genre. Each player additional to you increases the difficulty, like the damage and the health of the monsters, and maybe the damage resistance like armor of the monsters. So like each player that joins the game might add 10-15% HP, damage and armor of the monsters. That way, playing in team would make things more challenging, but at the same time a solo player would be able to still complete it with kind of the same amount of difficulty. So there should be some sort of balancing in regards to this. Currently there isn't any type of wood increase when there's more people playing together, or monster power increase when there's more people playing together. And yeah, Chaos 7 is doable with a team, even if you're not playing the undefeated build. But if you try solo, when you die, you kind of get the boss healed. When you're playing in a team, they don't heal up. So it's kind of easier, because as long as there's someone alive, then you're good to go. But it seems like they're forcing the players to play in a team. If someone doesn't want to, then they kind of have to deal with it. I think I'm not using my cleaver as much as I should be. How much is my crit damage? Not as much as I wanted to. And how many items can I? Oh, I can put 1, 2, 3, 4 blessings, but I don't have the fragments for it. So think about this. I can get another 160% crit damage from this build, squeezed out of my blessings. So even if I get 1500 something now, I can get 1700 something crit damage. So with some min-maxing and some proper stats, the build can go all the way to at least 30 mil damage sometimes. But I think yesterday I got it to do 30 mil even with this setup. But the more the enemies that are bleeding around us, the better. So if I were to go ahead and gather a big group of enemies, I'm not using the energy increases my damage skill at the moment. So maybe with that I do actually more damage than with Eternal Grudge. But at least now I don't have to pay attention to my energy being always at the maximum. Okay, nice. Okay, good, good. A lot of enemies. Let's see how much I can get the damage to go up to. Crit damage can go up even more. What's happening to my duelist chain reaction? It's not showing up at the bottom, but it should be. I'm using skills with cooldown all the time. Maybe it's broken, it's still working, but it's just not showing me the icon. I think they also need to fix this buff bar at the bottom, because sometimes it's not showing some skills. Sometimes it's showing the skills as some gray icons, like just a semi-transparent black icon without anything. So it's pretty glitchy. Oh fuck, what hit me? I think it was some sort of a ranged attack, maybe from one of the banner guys. There was a banner guy here, maybe he killed me. There's one here. I could have been hit with the two. Oh, it was this big guy. He has a ranged attack. Yeah, it must have been this attack that he just did now.
Just another second, and I'll crush them
Shit, shit,
all.
shit.
Just another second, and I'll crush them all.
But if you're careful, it would be very hard for you to die with this build on gear appropriate difficulty if you're not pushing too hard for your gear. You can always run out of combat with this skill if you have energy. If you don't have energy, you can just use Ancestor's Gift. Gives you invulnerability, removes the energy cost for a few seconds of the skills.
Let's give them a little respite. No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. Let's give them a little respite. Just strike the beat. Let's give them a little respite. Just another second and I'll crush them all. Let's give them a little respite.
Ah, come on, I wanted to move away. I was trying.
You are able to do that jump attack so quickly. Is that because of super high cooldown reduction?
Yes, it's cooldown reduction. So you might want to use something like this. Either this or alternative option would be, where was the ring of Tori? This one. So you can either use this or a combination of both of those. Another thing that could help you would be using Elixir of Swiftness, but if you're using Elixir of Swiftness, you really need to use the pendant for the potion cooldown. This means the potion would heal less, but it will recharge more often, and each time you use the potion, it will reduce your cooldowns. So Elixir of Swiftness is nice, but I would strongly suggest going for a mountain pendant. And if you can get a good road, Fiery Ring of Tori. But you need cooldown reduction on the helmet. You need cooldown reduction on the amulet, on the ring, on the second ring, and on the two axes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items from where you can get cooldown reduction. You can see mine is 48.7. Ideally, I would have extra 4 or 5% from the ring, and then I could get it to around 40, not 40, 52, 3%. If you have your cooldown reduction above 50% and you're using a pendant or a ring, or even both of them,
I need to fight.
then you would be pretty okay. You also need some god skills, like this is a must have. Even if you don't get those 2% here and those 2% here, you need this. And if you want a faster cooldown, don't take this armor piercing. So if you're having troubles, just take those two nodes and don't go all the way here if you think you don't need it. Alternatively, you can sacrifice some crit damage, like 1, 2, 3, 4 can get you 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get extra 2% more, but I strongly suggest not sacrificing those, because that's like 25-50% crit damage and another 2% armor piercing. But if you sacrifice nodes, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep this one though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you would still need some more nodes if you want to get that extra 2 cooldown here. But try to get cooldown reduction from items. If you can get a Mountain Pendant and a Fiery Ring of Tori, you don't need those nodes here at all. You can just go all in on the damage, or even a bit more damage reduction and HP and stuff like that. Okay, this is good. Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Just another second, and I'll crush them all!
I can't see where he's doing his attack. It's very hard when you can. Oh, there's a healer somewhere. Or is it just me? It seems like, yeah, there's a healer. Fuck him, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to kill the healer. The healers are too slow to kill, and it's not worth my time if I'm trying to kind of do a map fast. If you're trying to do a map fast, try to just kill as much of those little guys as you can, and then just rush forward towards the boss. Maybe kill an elite or two from the easy elites. And by easy elites I mean those that I'm
Where
killing
does it
now,
show the
or even the
negative
ones with the hook.
modifiers? I don't know how to tell what they are.
On PC with the invasion update, it gives you an option to see them when you press escape. But since Xbox doesn't have the patch, the invasion patch, you can only see them when you're starting the relic hunt. So when you pay the fee in the town, you pay a fee to start a relic hunt, and it will show you the negative modifiers at the start. I can show you after this map, just so you know exactly where it.
I've lost the blood. Let's give them a little respite! Let's give them a little respite!
Oh, he's using the big wave. And the side wave, he did a combo.
Let's give them a little respite!
Okay, is he casting the big wave now?
Let's give them a little respite! Nothing can stop you! No! I need more!
Okay. With the Ring of Resonance I did just stun him right before he casted his AoE. He did the combo attack again.
Let's give them a little respite! Nothing can stop you! No! I need more time! I need to fight! Just another second and I'll crush them all! Just another second and I'll crush them all! I need to fight! Nothing can stop you!
Okay, let's see, nothing good. But that was a lot of red items though.
I need to fight!
It's midnight, so I can probably stream for another like half an hour, and then I'll have to kind of cut the stream, but let's keep playing with this guy. Let's try and get maybe some better access. I think I need a better Heartseeker with crit chance. This is what I'm really missing for this build. You can see my crit chance is very low, and this is because this axe doesn't give crit chance. I do have a good bloodthirsty one, but then I'm gonna lose that extra 200% crit damage on stunned enemies, so it's not worth it for such a build where I'm stacking crit damage. With this 200 extra flat damage and a bit of extra armor piercing though, but still I think it's better with this 200%. Especially on the other build. What was its name? The undefeated build.
So all you have to do is kill the mini boss, then you can open the chest at the end of the relic hunt?
You have to kill 100 enemies. You can see here it says kill enemies, and I think it's 100 that you have to kill. It doesn't have a counter. I forgot whether we had to kill the enemies before the invasion update, but now with the invasion update we do have to kill them. I think even before we kinda had to kill like 100 of them, but I'm not sure. On Xbox maybe it just asks you to kill the boss without the enemies. If it doesn't say kill enemies, then by all means just go rush to the boss, kill it, wood the chest and rush out. Shit, exploding enemies, I forgot. Oh, there's a lot of them here. Let's get some easy peasy kills. Oh, medium chest, okay. Okay, let's stop to kill some enemies for the counter. I think I'm getting close to the number. Okay, nice. Okay. Am I close? It would be really nice for them to add a counter, a visual representation of the counter that they're using on the back end. Oh fuck, I forget that there's exploding enemies. At least this one doesn't have that annoying big AoE. Still has powerful skills, but it's not as difficult as the other one. This one has the longer tail, I think. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Another corn one. Let's kill some children of the corn. Ah shit, I knew something like this would happen if I don't use my invulnerability. Let me check my wood quality, 3000. Okay, now it's not showing the 900 that it should be showing. If I revive, maybe it will show it. There we go, it shows it. This is another thing that I've noticed that's happening. You're losing the wood quality bonus from the relic hunt while you're dead, but then you gain it again when you revive. But the 100% bonus that you get for not dying is lost. Fuck, so many damage. And it was the big guy which I didn't notice. I think at least I thought there was just the boo, but there was one of those spiky guys. And as I was saying the past few days, it would be really nice to see the names of the enemies, so we can actually know what to call them. Like when you hover the mouse over an enemy, maybe some name might appear here at the top.
Let's give them a little respite.
I mean, I do like cleaned HUDs, cleaned interfaces, but at least add some option for people who might want to toggle some things like showing the enemy names over here.
Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. I need to fight. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time. Don't toy with me. Nothing can strike the fatal blow. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time.
I kind of played a bit too much now with this group. I didn't need to kill them all, I could have just killed the little guys and just bailed out as soon as the banner guy came. When I'm rushing runs, when I'm speed
stream.
farming for items,
Thanks for the tips. See you
when I'm
later.
see you later, dude, thanks for being on my Mixer stream, much appreciated. And when I'm farming, speed farming, I kind of avoid groups with banner bearers, because they take longer to kill most of the time, and I just focus on killing some easy targets to get that number up, and then I rush towards the boss and the relic. Like now a banner bearer came, I would normally just skip it. Whatever I killed, then I move on to the next easy targets before the banner enemy arrives. But sometimes there's like too many banner enemies and I'm forced to do them, because regardless which direction I would go, there would be someone with a banner. Okay, I killed what I needed. I got my quota. Feel like a salesperson having a quota to fill. It's like the new telemarketers killing demons. Each week John and Jack have to get 100 demons per week, otherwise they won't get their bonus of green items for the week. Like a door-to-door salesman. Okay, nice. But yeah, if I want to do speedruns, I wouldn't use this build, but it's a fun build. I'm kind of trying to get used to it. Wondering what else I can switch around with the passives. Of course, I might as well get rid of Elixir of Power, but I don't think I need the swiftness and I don't need resistance. I definitely don't need a chain reaction. And the movement speed bonus isn't much, 20%. I'll barely notice this difference. So for a cleaver build, I don't want to get rid of either of those skills. I need this, I need this. I definitely need this if I'm using this as well. And I'm using rage based skills. The only thing someone could get rid would be Avenging Charge, but it's a great skill for surviving, like bailing out of tough situations. If I were to remove this, I could upgrade this to the burning one so it can keep proccing some crits. But yeah, I think this is kind of how it should be. I did try playing with Mountain Strat instead of this for a while. It didn't go very well for me. I ended up dying a lot because I couldn't escape my enemies. But it's an option if someone can survive without this skill. Mountain's Rat is a great choice to combo with those two skills and with the passives that we've decided to place. Oh, not enemies have a chance to leave a blood pool. Not on a close range combat here. Okay, a few more minutes, 15 minutes, so I can probably use up my gold before then. Maximum health decreases, let's do that. It's gonna have to be a fast one before our HP is too low. But the thing I can do is I can always die before the boss and then my HP would be maximum again. So I probably wanna kill some easy pickings here. This will give me some enemies for the counter. Okay, let's move. Okay, those would also give me like what, 10-15 kills. Okay, let's keep moving. And maybe we can stop. Oh, there's a lot of normal enemies here. I think I'll be done with the quota if I kill everyone here in this room. And there we go, done with the quota, let's move. But it's not my maximum health that decreases, it's my normal health. Look, I'm not losing this. This is what maximum health means. And it's not the hero's maximum health that decreases, it's the hero's health. So they kind of messed up on the description. Okay, he's casting the big AoE again. Big damage. Small effort. Okay, just what last burst. Oh, he actually even died from the bleeding. Not bad. Oh, glad I checked here. Medium. Okay, maybe 2 more maps. before I need to go. We'll see. Might be 3. We'll see how much it takes per map. Okay, so the enemy can get some serious damage if it keeps hitting me on this map. So we'll see if I'll get some one-shots from the boss.
I need some fighting to stop you. No, I need more time. I must return to the fight. Nothing can stop you.
Okay, let's stop here. A lot of enemies. That's gonna be good damage. Ah, fuck. I keep forgetting that there's one of those spiky guys in this corner every time. And I kind of don't see him in between the crowd. I see the big bull. And then he ends up one-shotting me. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, now things got serious.
Respite. Nothing can stop you. Just another second, and I'll crush them all. No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. Just another second, and I'll crush them all. I've lost
Okay,
the
one of them died and it's exploding.
Let's get
And the other one died.
No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time. I must return to the fight.
Oh, we're reaching the crossroad.
More time.
Crossroad is perfect for when you have to kill some enemies for the quota. Fucking mosquitoes, just a sec. Okay, got rid of it.
Let's give them a little rest. I ain't got water slugs. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. Let's give
So many good things about summer, but there's always mosquitoes.
Let's give them a little respite.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the explosion here. It's obvious that I'm already too tired to concentrate properly, but it's fine. I'll farm those in the morning. I'm always more productive when farming in the morning. Oh, that was a good crit.
Need to fight. Nothing can stop you.
Oh, I still don't have the quota? Okay. Is there one of those big guys that one shot? Oh, there we go. He's here.
Just another second, and I'll crush them all.
Trying to keep stunning him so he doesn't cast his kill.
No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. Don't toy with
Ah, move. Okay, I couldn't move for a second and I was like, come on, not again.
just another second, and I'll crush them all. Nothing can stop me. More time.
Okay, let's go get the boss.
Just another
Oh, it's actually chest now.
crush them all. No, I need more time. Stop you.
And I personally prefer, when I'm farming blessings, I prefer to do it on the scout. If you do have a scout and you just get the bloodlust to the first level, and just keep getting it to the first level, use it, get to the first level, use it, And things like a crossroad like this one are perfect for farming on the scout, because you can get enemies from this side, you can get enemies from all four sides. If you're not using the poison set, they would still be alive. If you're using the poison set, some of them can actually die while you're worrying them. And then you can use your bloodlust and get shit tons of fragments in a matter of just a few seconds. And you can just rinse repeat, especially if you're doing this map. Corn, maybe though on Sinch and Nurgle it's better because there's a lot of those little guys and they can still drop a lot of fragments. The ones that you can actually one-shot even with the poison hour and stuff. But even on Corn it's not so bad to farm, especially if you get a map that constantly keeps spawning enemies, like enemies have a chance to appear from a portal or whatever it was called. I'm not sure whether Xbox has this, but PC sure does has it since the invasion of...
Let's give them a little respite. Don't toy with me, just strike at me. I need more time. No, I need more time.
Wow, so many blues and yellows. Must be Christmas.
And I'll crush them all.
I need some input whether it's annoying, because I kind of see a black frame in the middle. I made something few days ago. No, not this, wrong one. Just a second. Repeating the video and then reversing it, and then in the middle there's like a black frame, and I want some input whether it looks good, because it's like self-made on After Effects. I'm not sure where I placed it though. I might have placed it in the wrong place. So I kind of want to have this here and of course arrange it properly to fit. But I kind of need some input whether you think it looks good or whether you can notice that there's like a frozen frame, like this flashing black thing. I'll fix it though, but I'll kind of have to edit it on Adobe Premiere. But if you like it, I can probably make it my main banner at the top. Before I was using this one, which is kind of as part of a theme. But it's another thing to have something that I've made myself. Okay, let's go back to the game. But if you wanna comment on this, do let me know. If you like it, if you don't like it, why, and so on. I just haven't had time from all the videos to make it, but when I'm done making the 2 build videos in the next 2 days, maybe on Wednesday I can try and fix this and redo it, maybe make it not so tall, slightly less tall.
No, I need more time.
Okay,
Let's give them a little respite.
this guy's a bit armored. What are the mods? Enemy damage, poison clouds, no map. At least I don't need maps for orientation. I'm wondering if someone would be interested in guides for the labyrinths in the labyrinths in the invasion mode. I do have the solution for one of them written on a notepad. The one with the magical portals. So the Cinch labyrinth. I think it's called Shifting Labyrinth. So I do have its solution, it's kinda very simple. But one time, the first time I did it, I kinda spent a lot of time trying to find the exit. So maybe posting videos for those wouldn't be a bad idea later on. The Nurgle one is simple, you keep going up, like this way, and then you keep going this way. So just that way, that way, that way, that way. Like a zigzag like this for this zone's labyrinth.
And I'll crush them all. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time.
And then you reach that wooden platform, and once you reach the wooden platform, you know you're right near the exit.
Let's give them a little respite. No, I need more time. Don't toy with me.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Ah, come on, I couldn't use my skill. Ancestor's Gift. I think I was stunned or something.
No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you.
No, I've actually got the boss unlocked. Let's go to him.
Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you.
Kinda can't see where the tentacle would be. Oh, I can see now.
Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time. Don't toy with me. Just strike against another second, and I'll crush them all. Just another second, and I'll crush them all.
There was no map, but let's go here. Okay, let's do one more map, and then that's gonna be it. Last one for the night. Should I try doing this hard, Act 1ish, Act 3? Maybe not, but this is gonna be extremely hard mode. When heroes take damage, their armor is permanently reduced and 40% damage to the enemies. This is kind of okay.
Nothing can stop you. Let's give them a little respite.
Okay, some easy kills.
Just another second, and I'll
Look at all those resonance cast. Kinda keeping them stun locked.
second, and I'll crush them all. Just another second, nothing, I'll crush them all. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you.
Wow, this tentacle almost hit me, and I didn't see it because of the wall.
Just another second, and I'll crush them all. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. Another second, and I'll crush them all. No, I need more. Nothing can stop you.
gather more of those little guys. Maybe around this guy.
I need more time. No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. Just another second, and I'll crush them all. No, I need more time.
I think I can go for the boss now.
Just another second, and I'll crush them all.
Oh, it's this map design, okay.
Let's give them a little respite.
So if it's this map design, then to the left.
No, I need more time. No, I need more time. Nothing can stop you. Just another second. I need to fight. Nothing can stop you. Let's give them a little respite. Nothing can stop you. No, I need more time.
Oh, big AoE incoming. It's pretty nice how you can jump and then in the middle of the jump use your spacebar. Okay, where's the big AoE? He was doing the sound. Maybe he decided not to use it.
Just another second.
Okay, now he's using it for sure. Okay, safe to attack.
I need more time.
And it's done. Okay, let's kill this guy as well. Would be a shame to let him live. Okay. And that's gonna be it. So tomorrow I'm not sure whether I would upload this build or the Dragon Tamer set, but it's gonna be one of the two. If anyone wants to see a certain build, whether it's the Wasp Song set or the Dragon Tamer of the Mage, those are the only two sets I haven't done a build. So I'm giving you the chance to tell me now if you want me to do one of the builds before the other. You can pick in the next few seconds. In the meantime, thanks everyone for watching my stream, regardless on which platform. It's much appreciated and it means a lot. Until next time, guys, and keep it cool. Goodbye.